Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're discussing an important topic. Should schools eliminate student dress codes? It's a question with strong opinions. We have two guests. Liam, a high school student, believes dress codes should go. He'll explain why this matters for students. And Ms. Evans, an experienced teacher, supports keeping dress codes. She will share her reasons for this view. They'll start with opening statements, then rebuttals, followed by a discussion and closing statements. Let's begin with Liam.
Thank you, Sarah. I believe schools should eliminate dress codes because they are harmful to students. Clothing is vital for self-expression. It shows our personality and creativity, which dress codes suppress by making everyone look similar. This stops us from exploring our style, a normal part of growing up. Small things like t-shirt designs help us connect with others who share interests and build friendships. Secondly, uniforms can be very uncomfortable. Stiff materials or poor fits, especially for growing students, make it hard to concentrate in class. If you're not comfortable, you can't learn properly. Students should wear clothes that feel good to focus on studies. Thirdly, dress codes are a financial burden. Parents must buy specific, often expensive, school-only clothes. This is especially hard with multiple children or those who grow quickly. It's an extra expense many families struggle with. Using existing clothes would be much cheaper. Finally, schools misplace priorities by focusing on clothing. They should focus on education quality and creating a supportive environment where students feel respected. Enforcing dress codes uses time that could be better spent. This time could help students with learning or discuss important issues. Student well-being is more than just clothes. Eliminating dress codes fosters a more positive school by allowing individuality and comfort and reducing family financial stress. It would show schools trust students and value them as individuals. We want an environment where we feel empowered, not overly controlled by rules about what we wear. This change would benefit the entire student body. Think of the confidence students gain when they choose their own attire. It helps prepare them for making choices in other areas of life too. It's about personal responsibility and freedom, which are important lessons. Therefore, moving away from strict dress codes is a step towards a more modern and student-centered educational approach. It's time to reconsider these outdated policies for the betterment of student experience.
Thank you. While I understand Liam's points, dress codes are essential for a positive school environment. Firstly, they promote discipline and focus. Uniforms signal school as a serious place for learning, creating a more formal atmosphere. Without them, students get distracted by fashion trends, thinking about clothes instead of lessons. Uniforms reduce these distractions. Secondly, dress codes are vital for safety. Similar attire makes it easy to identify students versus outsiders, crucial for security. Dress codes can also prevent gang-related attire, reducing conflict, and making school safer. Thirdly, they reduce socioeconomic disparities and bullying. Without dress codes, students from less wealthy families might feel bad or be bullied for not having fashionable clothes. Uniforms create a level playing field. Everyone wears similar clothes, so there's less focus on brands or styles, reducing peer pressure and helping students feel more equal. This fosters a more inclusive atmosphere for all. Lastly, following a dress code prepares students for workplace expectations. Many jobs require specific attire. Learning this in school is good practice for future careers, teaching professionalism and appropriate presentation. This is a valuable life skill. It's not just about the clothes themselves, but about understanding rules and expectations in a formal setting. This contributes to a student's overall development and readiness for life after school. Some may see dress codes as restrictive, but they contribute significantly to a safe, respectful, and focused learning atmosphere. They directly support the main purpose of school, which is education, by minimizing issues that detract from it. Therefore, maintaining dress codes is a practical way to ensure that the school environment is as conducive to learning as possible for every student. The benefits are clear and support our educational goals.
Thank you, Ms. Evans. On safety, I believe ID badges are effective, and a strong school community is better than controlling clothes. Positive relationships create real safety, not just uniforms. Regarding discipline, true discipline is internal, about understanding rules, not just wearing certain clothes. Students can learn appropriate dress without strict codes if we teach them respect, not just conformity. You mentioned socioeconomic concerns. Bullying has many causes, not just clothes. Schools need strong anti-bullying programs and to teach empathy directly. Uniforms don't solve everything. Ill-fitting ones can still cause issues. Focusing on behavior and character is more important than appearance. We should address the root causes of bullying, which are complex and won't disappear just because everyone wears the same outfit. And I must re-emphasize self-expression. For teenagers, exploring identity through clothing is important for mental well-being. Taking this away makes students feel their individuality isn't valued. It's a harmless way to develop who we are. Schools should be places where we feel accepted for who we are, including how we choose to present ourselves. Allowing this freedom can actually make the school environment more positive and reduce feelings of alienation among students. We are capable of understanding guidelines about inappropriate attire without needing a full uniform policy. Trusting students to make good choices is part of education too.
Thank you, Liam. Regarding self-expression, while important, school is primarily for learning. Students can express themselves outside school hours. There are also many creative outlets at school beyond clothing, like art, drama, or writing. On comfort, modern uniforms are often designed with better fabrics and styles. Even if there's minor discomfort, the benefits of dress codes like improved focus and safety for the whole community outweigh individual preferences. Concerning cost, many schools offer support like secondhand sales or assistance, making uniforms affordable. The cost of keeping up with fashion trends without a dress code can actually be much higher for parents in the long run. Uniforms are often more durable and cost-effective over time. This financial aspect can be managed proactively by schools to ensure it's not a burden. I must reiterate, a key benefit is reducing distractions. When students aren't focused on fashion or brands, they concentrate better on studies. This creates a more equitable learning environment for all students, which is crucial. A calm, focused classroom allows teachers to teach effectively and students to learn successfully. This is our primary goal. Dress codes help maintain that essential focus on academics and personal development within a structured setting. The structure provided by dress codes helps to minimize superficial competition and allows students to be seen for their character and achievements rather than their clothes.
Thank you both. Liam, Ms. Evans mentioned dress codes prepare students for workplace expectations. Your thoughts?
Workplaces vary. School's main job is education, not specific job training. We can learn professional dress later when it's relevant to our chosen careers.
Many professional roles do require certain dress standards. School introducing this helps build discipline and understand context-appropriate attire. A useful life lesson.
Ms. Evans? Liam argued, dress codes limit creativity. How can schools foster creativity with dress codes in place for students?
Creativity is broader than clothing. Schools foster it via arts, projects, and innovative work. Students express unique ideas in many other important ways.
Other outlets exist, but for many, clothing is a direct personal expression of identity. Restricting it can feel like suppressing a part of who they are.
What about specific items like hoodies or hats in class? Liam, your view?
Hoodies offer comfort, hats personal style. If an item is disruptive, address the specific behavior, not ban the item for everyone. It's about responsible use.
Hoods can obscure faces, a safety concern, and encourage disengagement. Hats indoors can be seen as disrespectful in a formal classroom, we teach these social norms.
Ms. Evans, some argue uniforms make it harder to identify individual students in emergencies. What is your response to this concern?
Teachers know their students. More importantly, uniforms instantly identify who belongs in the school and who is an outsider, crucial for ensuring safety during emergencies.
Liam, if dress codes were removed, how should schools handle inappropriate or offensive clothing that students might wear?
Schools can have minimal, clear guidelines against specific issues like hate speech or overly revealing items. Focus on preventing harm and educating, not controlling all daily wear.
Ms. Evans, could such guidelines work instead of full codes to maintain standards while allowing more freedom?
Guidelines can be subjective and harder to enforce consistently than a clear dress code, potentially leading to more disputes. Clear codes offer predictability.
Liam, how to ensure minimal guidelines don't become complex and restrictive?
Focus only on true disruptions or offensive items. Ongoing dialogue with students would ensure fairness and make it a learning process. To summarize, eliminating dress codes would be positive. My arguments focus on self-expression. Clothing shows who we are, and schools should encourage this. Comfort is also vital for learning. Students need to focus without physical restriction. Removing dress codes would also bring financial relief to many families. I believe students are responsible enough for appropriate clothing choices with clear guidelines on unacceptable items. It's about trusting students and students valuing individuality. Abolishing dress codes helps create an inclusive, comfortable, and empowering learning environment. Let's move towards schools that celebrate students for who they are, giving them the freedom to express themselves responsibly. This change would reflect a more modern understanding of education and student well-being. It is an opportunity to foster a more respectful and mature school culture.
In closing, student dress codes serve a vital purpose. They are not about suppressing individuality, but creating an environment where all students learn effectively and safely. They promote discipline and reduce distractions, allowing focus on education. Dress codes enhance school safety by making student identification clear and preventing inappropriate attire. They foster equality by minimizing socioeconomic distinctions. Furthermore, they help prepare students for future workplace expectations. Maintaining dress codes is about cultivating a positive, respectful, and equitable learning atmosphere for the entire school community. This supports our primary mission: to educate our students thoroughly and prepare them for the future. These policies are a practical tool to ensure that the focus remains on learning and development in a well-ordered environment. The collective benefits are significant.
Thank you very much, Liam and Ms. Evans, for sharing your thoughtful perspectives and for this engaging discussion. You have both presented strong arguments for your positions. We've heard Liam emphasize student expression, comfort, and the financial aspects, calling for trust in students. Ms. Evans has highlighted the importance of discipline, safety, and equality that dress codes can provide for focused learning. It's clear that the question of school dress codes is complex, with varied opinions. The discussion will surely continue. Thank you to our audience. That concludes our broadcast.